This would be the last time we'd pack up the van, and it felt a bit bittersweet. We were now used to waking up to amazing spots like this one, and we knew we were going to miss that. Crossing into Oregon, we decided we would stop and hike some quick trails. And I'm glad we did. We ended up hiking a small segment of the Rogue River in southwestern Oregon, which runs about 215 miles from the Cascade Range to the Pacific Ocean. It's famously known for its salmon runs, whitewater rafting, and rugged scenery. We stopped off at a few more spots, but we didn't scratch the surface on what we wanted to do. This is definitely a state I want to come back to. Tired of eating in the car, we decided to stop and eat like normal people do. Because we decided to take our time in Oregon, we didn't have much sunlight left in Washington. But soon we started to see the lights of Seattle. We had finally arrived. This is what the past 7 days had been about. We were as far away as you could get from Florida without leaving the country. And almost as if to welcome us, we were treated to our very first snowfall. With one last gas fill-up, we returned our home back to the car rental company. This part of the country is a hiker's dream, so our first request was obviously to go on a hike. A good friend of ours lives in Everett and was gracious enough to take us around to some of his favorite spots. Lake was by far one of my favorite. The elevation change is over 1,000 feet, but it is totally worth the climb. It's a bit easier with snow boots though. The lake was frozen over, but it was still a sight to see. to push our luck, so we just stepped on the ice along the shore. The snow was really thick here, so we turned around and started our descent. Couldn't get enough. We drove around to a few more spots until we were too exhausted to go anymore. The next morning, we went on a tour of the city of Everett. But the mountains kept calling, so we answered the call once again. This place looks like a different planet depending on the season. And being from Florida, I'm glad we got to see it covered in white. This time we made it to the Haybrook Lookout Trail, and it didn't disappoint either. After rehydrating a few times, we climbed over 800 feet to the lookout tower. have to admit, I'm a bit jealous that this will be my brother's new home. In the next episode, we get a tour of an active Navy ship. We explore the beautiful city of Seattle. And we go on a final hike before I fly back home.